At the University of Illinois, a computer-based teaching machine called SOCRATES is a complete teaching learning system.
Today we wait till a great big crisis occurs and the child's already out of hand before we start dealing with the problem. We can detect the problem earlier and hopefully head off some. And so the feeling I have is that the best way we can make progress is to demonstrate that the systems not only can work, but do a good job, and then get more and more teachers involved.
Good morning.
Hello.
Elizabeth Moody.
Okay, Elizabeth.
At the University of Illinois, a computer-based teaching machine called SOCRATES is a complete teaching learning system. It is also a model of every step in the process of communication. A computer generates a signal that automatically advances the lesson to the proper frame. Simultaneously, the student receives a booth assignment.
You're on machine 4 today.
Okay.
This memory disk contains thousands of bits of information about each student, test profiles, personality data, and previous responses to the lesson. Each time a student presses a button, a feedback signal is generated to the memory disk and to the computer. In the fraction of a second it takes the lesson to advance, the memory disk is consulted. A decision is made on the basis of memory data, and a new message appears before the student. The system has been designed to accommodate individual differences in the learners.
Now, a teacher normally will teach according to a particular pattern. She has a way of presenting material that she likes, uses it. She finds after using it that there are a couple kids that didn't get the point. So she gives the ones who did some work to do and takes the other ones aside and works with them on an individualized basis and probably repeats some of the things she did before, maybe make some modifications in procedure. But she's still treating a smaller group. She's treating a smaller group to be sure, but it's still a group of 2 or 3 or maybe 4 kids. Now, it's possible with a computer-based system to have, in effect, a separate teacher for every one of those children. What you can do is to program the computer in such a way that you take into account the individual test profile of the student in terms of aptitude. And then what you can do is to sequence the material to fit that pattern, so you get a match in terms of concepts and ideas that the student can master. It will be doing this simultaneously for 50 or 100 or whatever number of students are working at the individual stations, all under the control of the single equipment. But we will also make one further jump beyond that, and that is that we will be dealing with a teacher who is keeping in mind, while making these decisions, all of these test scores that I've mentioned, plus the responses that the students have made to the material that is being used in the instruction. At no time in the history of education has this kind of information actually been infused into the practices of teachers in a school setting, except in the very severe cases of remediation. Today we wait till a great big crisis occurs and the child's already out of hand before we start dealing with the problem. We can detect the problem earlier and hopefully head off some in this way. And so the feeling I have is that the best way we can make progress is to demonstrate that the systems not only can work, but do a good job, and then get more and more teachers involved.